Hey guys, welcome back. Dome Seeker, thanks for being here. Sherman Sales, Florida Man, Savage Lee. I had to pin that comment because let's just read it. I want to be the driving force of change in my local area, a person who is known for hard work and diligence, a never-ending thirst to succeed, to rebuild a community as I see fit. Yeah, a warlord. Awesome, outstanding train of thought. All right, that's what you need to be. All right, support your local warlord in whatever area Savage Lee's in. Well, people are going to have some big shoes to fill because he's got the right train of thought. Teresa Buchanan, thank you for being here. James McMinn, hey, how you doing? I haven't seen your name in here before, but welcome. There's been a lot going on. Yes, I know it's been a while since I've been on. I can't even recall. I think it was when I first came to work, which was 11 days ago. 11 days at work. Yes. Does it suck? Yes. And we'll hop into this stuff real quick, but one moment. I hear all the time in people's chats, come out of her, my people, and, everyone's always like, well, I'm stuck in New York, or I'm stuck in Maine, or I'm stuck. You're stuck in your mind. It would take you, okay, let's before you comment, think about this. It would take you 8 weekends, Saturday and Sunday, to get a CDL, a Class A CDL. It would take you 4 Monday through Thursdays to get a Class A CDL. That in most states, your state will pay for. All right. If not, it's only a few $1,000s that you could save up. Now, I know there's going to be thousands of people that are like, I don't want to be a truck driver. Neither do I. Do you think this is a fun job that I do? No, but it's a means to an end. All right. You do something, you embrace the suck, as we say in the military, you embrace the suck to achieve mission goals. Okay. So if you are stuck anywhere, and this is just one example, you could get your CDL in 8 weeks, doing it on Saturdays and Sundays, and get a new job with a place to stay away from where you don't want to be, save up money for a place you do want to be, and guess what? You've achieved a goal of getting out of wherever you don't want to be. Now, this is just one example, but you need to think of no matter what the job might be, whether it be a truck driver, a waitress, a nurse, whatever, a carpenter, every place else other than where you don't want to be has those jobs. So if you are stuck somewhere, that's on you. You're full of shit and you're making excuses of why you won't choose to leave. So no more of the I'm stuck, I can't. I can't died in the cornfield, as I was always told growing up. Okay? So don't waste everyone's time and waste your own breath by making excuses for bullshit that you have the ability to change. Absolutely 100%. I don't care if you are a quadriplegic. Stephen Hawking's had the ability to move to other locations. Bit slower, but he still moved. Okay? So, end of that rant. And I'll hop in the chat and say hi to everybody here in a second. But let's talk about the imminent police state. And then we'll talk about the big boat thing that happened and maybe the Russia thing. But this isn't going to be too long because I've got to come back on my shift in about half an hour. So, police state imminent. Why? Because society is crumbling before our eyes in slow motion in some places, very rapidly in other locations. We could blame the defund the police movement. Yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, we need to blame ourselves for allowing the government, the people who are supposed to work for you, to criminalize self-defense. All right? Crime rises in places where there is lawlessness. Lawlessness occurs where you don't stop it. Not somebody else stops it. You, personally, you. It is your job to keep you safe. That's it. You are not guaranteed safety in the Constitution. You are guaranteed the right to bear arms to keep yourself and others around you safe. So if you are not keeping yourself safe, if you are not bearing arms to keep others around you safe, you are failing as an American. Okay? Okay. There is no if, ands, or buts. You are failing in your duties as an American. If you are subcontracting your safety and security and those around you to someone else, you are failing as a American. Okay? Okay. No if, ands, or buts. So there's that. So we've penalized self-defense. We've allowed them to penalize self-defense. You can't, oh, if you defend yourself, then you could go to jail. You could go to court. Why'd you let it get this far? All right. They are, in their words, not letting a good crisis go to waste. Defund the police in the cities, crime goes up, people can't protect themselves, and they call for, what do people call for? More security, please, please. They make you beg. They make people beg for more security. And that's exactly what you'll get. Right now, I hear a lot of patriots screaming about the border. Close the border, please. You're going to someday regret asking for that, because when they do, it's going to be with an iron fist, and it's not going to be just focused at the border. It's going to be focused at you. Okay? It's not, it's going to happen. All right? So beware what you wish. Beware what you wish. We've militarized our police force. Police today look more like your average beat cop looks like a member of the SWAT team. A SWAT team member looks just like the guys I deployed with around the world. Okay? Body armor, plate carriers, assault weapons. Think about it. Why would they militarize a police force if not going to utilize a militarized police force? There's not gunfights on the street like the movie Bad Boys happening in every major city. No. Predominantly, when you see the boys in blue decked out in SWAT gear, most of the time, on the news at least, you're seeing them go after, I don't know, people that are praying, people that are having arguments at school boards. Occasionally, you'll see the no-knock raids at 5 a.m. on the drug dealers and things like that in a urban environment. But most of the time, you don't see any of that. They're using fear and power to control you. We've made crimes legal. You go to most other countries, all right, and the shit that we glorify and legalize here is really, really frowned upon there. And you wonder why society is degrading, all right? And as it degrades, people will scream for more protection, more security, more this, more that, and you will get it, all right? You will get it. It's just a matter of time, but you will get it. We've allowed them to enact laws. We've used them to use the Constitution to create laws that violate the Constitution. And we've done nothing. And then the very people who enforce the unjust laws, the illegal laws against the Constitution, we have you, not all of you, but a lot of you, saying, I support those people. That's insanity. All right? The whole Back the Blue movement is insanity. It's like saying, "Oh, I back the Nazi Party, but I don't back Adolf." It's the same thing. They're the foot soldiers. They do what they're told. Just following orders is a quick way to have mass graves. Okay, and people will come on and bitch about it. About, oh well, this preacher was arrested during the C-19, and that's a shame. But the same people will have a big Back the Blue on bumper sticker on their car. Are you retarded? And yes, I use that in the proper term, retarded, operating at a less than full capacity. I'm not going to allow you to change words that I use to fit your narrative, to fit your feelings. the word retarded. The engine of this truck has an engine retarder on it, which allows it to operate at a reduced capacity. Okay, the human brain can be retarded as well. And if you back the same people who you bitch about enforcing illegal, unconstitutional laws, you, by definition, are retarded. So there's that. So yes, a police state is imminent. Look at New York. Look at New York. Right now, they have all these National Guard that are deployed to subways. And what are they doing? They're checking bags. Bad guys don't carry their guns in bags. They carry them in their waistband. Under their jacket, zipped up, in their pocket, whatever. They do not carry them in a Gucci bag. All right? They don't carry them in a Walmart shopping bag. So while they're checking the bags of people going to and from work, providing an allure of false security, the bad guy is walking right past with his high .9mm tucked in his waistband. Okay? Okay, so there's that. Because they're not doing pat downs or doing the metal detectors. No, they're checking bags. Okay, who puts their gun in a bag? Oh, hold on, rival gangbanger. I've got to get inside my Gucci bag here and reach down in my counterfeit Gucci bag, get down in here and dig out. No, it's here. Bam. That's how it works. Okay, let's use a little common sense. They are conditioning the population to be used to seeing all these troops everywhere. And they're actually doing nothing. Nothing. They're not stopping crime. They're not preventing crime. All right. Law enforcement does not prevent crime. They respond to crimes that have already transpired. Very rare will you have officers respond to a crime in progress. Very rare. Very rare. Statistically, by the numbers, very, very rare. So you are your first responder. You need to act as such. And think about this. If you're in small town, if you live in a small town, you probably have a police force of maybe 4 to 8 people. Maybe. You've probably got more friends than that. So at the end of the day, who is the law? Whoever you allow to be the law. So if you and your 10 buddies decide that you've had enough of their bullshit, guess what? Their bullshit stops. Easy peasy. Now, the boat. Let's talk about the big boat. Container ship that crashed into the bridge. Okay. Lots of conjecture, lots of, it could be cyber this, cyber that. Sometimes shit just happens. All right. First, make sure you're perfectly clear about this. No foreigner pilots a vessel in or out of ports in this country. It doesn't happen. The person at the helm of that container ship was an American pilot, because each port has so many pilots that they hire that live there, work there. It's a very, very good job to have. They get on the ship. They make sure the ship gets out safely. Once they're out, their little pilot boat follows them all the way out. They go off the side, pirate style, usually on a rope ladder down the side of the ship, get onto their little pilot boat, and they go onto another ship that is waiting to come into the United States, and they pilot it in. So it wasn't like it was hijacked or anything like that. There was an American citizen that was piloting that vessel out of the harbor, as they do all day, every day, typically except on weekends because of the unions and stuff. At a lot of those ports don't allow them, or if they do, it's extremely expensive. Naval ships are the same way. All right, they have certain people that can guide them in and out. Ships crash. All right, if you Google when you get a chance after this, how many times Navy warships crash into each other every year, it seems to happen. It happens a lot more than you're aware. All right. Big ships crash into shit. Now, would this have been an ideal way to shut down a port or harbor? Yes. Could it have been a cyber attack? Yes, absolutely. It could have been. Something caused it to lose power. Could have been, but something could be as simple as someone flipping the wrong switch down below in the hold, not in the hold, but in the engine room. Somebody did something wrong. Somebody tripped a breaker. I mean, you'd be surprised how easy it is to shut all the lights off on a ship. Now, could it have been an outside interference via the interweb or some malicious intent? Well, with modern technology on a lot of these ships, yes, it could have. But to jump specifically to a conclusion off of very limited information, that's not wise. Okay, it's just not prudent. Now, yes, people say, well, but we're at war, covert war with Russia and China. We're always at war. Always. We have not been at war in beyond my lifetime. Think about that. Don't let them get you with the emotions and your feel goods about, it could have been our enemies. We've always had enemies. We always will, because we can't keep this out of other people's business. All right. And it's very frustrating. Could it have been something in retaliation for what happened in Moscow? Absolutely. It could have. And why would I use the word retaliation? Because if you don't think we had something to do with what happened in Moscow, you have been living under a rock. You don't know much about the ways of the world. All right. Like I said, I've said a long time ago and many times, Osama bin Laden was on our payroll for a very long time until we double crossed him. And then he put us in his crosshairs. So there's that. So if you don't think that other organizations get paychecks from us on a regular, I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. Maybe you should pray on it. Okay? So there's that. Why so many immigrants? Why are there so many immigrants in this country? Let me explain something to you. At work here on the outskirts of the oil fields of West Virginia, which is where I'm at now. This is why I have service. I work with, I would have to say, at a guess, 70% foreigners right now. It has exploded over the past few years. And when I say foreigners, I don't mean like, from Mexico or Honduras. Most of these guys are West Africans, all right? Guys from Togo, Ghana, Liberia, even Cameroon. I mean, yes, chock-a-block. And yes, there are bad people crossing the southern border. It's inevitable when you have that volume of people crossing the border. Yes, there's going to be a percentage of them that are absolutely monsters, and monsters here, really good, hardworking people over here, and you will have everything else in between on the spectrum. All right. Now, I would say there's a lot more that want to seek benefits. By benefits, I mean an opportunity, than there are of the monsters. But why are so many coming? You know what? Working with these guys, I don't hear a lot of the things I hear when I'm working with you guys, with Americans. Oh, well, man, I'm tired. I'm going to go over here and take a break. Oh, wait, I'm going to take an hour lunch. What's the funny one that's always on Facebook? Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time. That's the mindset of Americans. That's the mindset of most people. These guys don't have it. These guys, you have to tell them, hey, man, we're going to go take a break. No. We need to go and get this done. Their work ethic surpasses the average American. So think about that. And it's not, I don't like immigrants. Why? They probably work harder than you do. We need to look at ourselves. We need to reflect on ourselves. Why do employers want these guys from all over the world? Maybe it's time for a little self-reflection. Maybe we need to look in the mirror. And I'm guilty of this too, being like, oh, man, I don't need that. I'm going to take it now, I'll do that later. Because we're soft. We've become comfortable. Even the poorest person in our country is richer than most of these guys. Think about that. Is more better off than most of these guys. And it's made us soft. These guys get out here and slave themselves to advance, to save every penny. Meanwhile, we got people in this country that are walking around with, on food stamps with $1,000 iPhone. Oh, no need to go to, why do I need a job? Oh, that's too hard. Oh, I'm working at McDonald's. I want to go straight to a CEO position. I don't want to learn how do I turn the temperature of the fries up so I don't burn them? No, I don't need to burn. Just make me the CEO. It's entitlement. It's throughout our society. You see it every day. Every day. So maybe that's why there are so many immigrants. And maybe that's why people like me don't really give a shit about them coming. Because I see there are 50 million Americans on assistance. Why? Why? Well, because life's hard. Life's supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. All right. If you are stuck in a stagnant position, if you are not advancing, it's on you. Nobody is holding you back. Nobody. If you are broke right now, that's on you. Nobody reached in and took that money out of your pocket. Well, yes, taxes. Taxes, that's somebody stealing from you. I'll grant you that. But if you're paying taxes, it's because you are productive. Okay? So you kind of get a little pass on that. You can bitch about that, about people stealing your money. But other than that, it's the same as I'm stuck here. Bullshit. Your work ethic sucks. I'll call it as it is. You might not like it. It might hurt your feelings. But if you are at a job that doesn't pay you enough right now, that's your fault. If you're in a apartment or house that, isn't what you really want, that's your fault. If you don't have a car or you don't have a good enough car right now, that's your fault. It's your fault. It's nobody else's fault. Nobody. It's your fault. Okay? Okay. If you are stuck in a place where you don't want to be, it's your fault. All right? So there's that. Wahoo! Hey, good to see you. Let me hop in the chat here. Let me see who else in here. Let's see if I can figure out how to. Yeah, I'm figuring out how to. I figured out if I touch the pad and I slide like this, I can scroll right up through the chat. It's neat. I didn't know this. I'm not this. I mean, other than some basic sending emails and communicating in the field via satellites and stuff like that, I could do that. This interweb communicating with all of you and figuring out how to make things move. Yeah, a little bit different. I mean, it's not the same as a Blue Force tracker. And I know some of you know what a Blue Force tracker is. If you don't, Google it. I'm not explaining Blue Force tracker. Oh, let's see who else. Man, there's quite a bit of you in here. 64 of you. So let me say hi. Sherman Sales. Hey, thanks for being here, buddy. Teresa, I said hi to you already. Al Gore has no rhythm. Al Gore has no rhythm. Got it. I haven't seen that name here before, but thanks for being here. Steven Story. I'm glad you like my channel. Appreciate you, brother. And I really want to get on here more often, but as I say, priorities. Right now, I need to prioritize on my baby shark's financial well-being, my financial well-being. As you know, some of you know, I didn't work for months. Okay. And did not have any benefit things coming in. I was self-sustained 4 months while not working. Why? Because I saved my pennies. And if I get into a bind, I get rid of shit I don't need. Oh, look, put this on Marketplace. Oh, put that on Marketplace. Oh, put this on eBay. Yes. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Michael Holzman, thanks for being here. Josh B. I'm surviving. I literally slept for 9 hours this morning, today. So I wasn't on Prepper Nation's chat. I've been burning the midnight oils, trying to hit in the oil field. If you work at night, you can actually get more done. Less traffic, especially driving one of these monstrosities, less traffic, less road closures, because we have certain roads we're allowed to travel on during certain hours, like for school buses, things like that. They shut down different roads. So nighttime is the time to I'm a midnight rider. So there's that. No, I don't want to. What's that? Okay, there we go. Savage Lee says, absolutely. I left California with 2 bags and $300. Had to get GTFO or be stuck. Exactly. And all right, with this, you guys can network. All right. If you can Facebook each other, meet each other virtually. And if you meet somebody, if you're in if you're in New York City, and you meet somebody from Alabama or Oklahoma, and you develop a relationship, friendship, whatever, and then, you'd be surprised how many people are like, dude, crash at my place for a month till you're back on your feet. All right, just get the hell out of there. You come here, crash here, and get back on your feet. All right, and you can do that. That's what you do. All right, as people, we help each other achieve goals. All right, and then once that happens, the person in Oklahoma has another like-minded individual in their community. Yes. See how that works? Leave the bad, go to the good, and work together. Salty Dog, thanks for being here. Severly says, I drove a truck for a couple of years. It was kind of fun until you worked like a hound and nearly fall asleep at the wheel. Yes, you just get to us. You have to develop a schedule. All right. And like I said, it's just a means to an end. And, I don't plan on doing this forever, but it was a means to an end. All right. So there's that. Let's see. Mozambique. Let's go. Yeah, we went. All right, I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. Rip Curl writing this. How you doing? He says, the real scary part is how many non-military government agencies that now have purchased millions of rounds of gas, mask, body armor. Yes. And if you look at the new policies that are in place, the judge stating that illegal immigrants can be in the possession of firearms. Now, he didn't say that they could buy them, but they could be in possession of them, because you're going to have laws that say, well, you can't buy one. But if you already have somebody buys it for you, and you buy it from a non-FFL dealer, illegal aliens can absolutely now hold firearms. Which some people are going to go crazy, but if we're going to give the rights to everybody under the Constitution in the country, then I don't have a problem with people having firearms, but I have a problem when citizens can't have firearms, but illegal immigrants can have firearms. I think everybody should have firearms. I think the only reason you shouldn't have a firearm is because you're dead. So, and people were like, well, what about, criminals? If you've committed a crime that is so heinous that you are not safe to have firearms, you are a danger to society, then you should be dead. All right. Like kitty touchers and, rapists and murderers. Problems you don't see in some other countries because they just make them dead. Okay. We need to get back to that in the public square. Okay. Other than that group of people, no, if you look at pre-1950s, if you committed a crime and you had a firearm on you when you were arrested, when you got out of jail / prison, they handed you your gun back along with your boots and clothes. Okay. As the Constitution states, shall not be infringed. So there's that. And qualified immunity. That would help make people responsible for their actions, even law enforcement. Jareth Hogan, Scott in the house. Scroll down here to the bottom a little bit. Wasn't a bridge in Russia blown up kind of recently? They were talking about, Savagely asked that. They were talking about the bridge, I believe, that goes into Crimea or out of, in or out, because it goes both ways. It was the one that was attacked a few years ago, and then I think they rebuilt it. where it had been attacked. And I believe it was Germany was talking about blowing up the bridge with missiles, and Russia found out that Germany was talking about doing that. Either way, we've been provoking. We as Western culture have been provoking the Russians for a long time. And if you didn't know that, or don't know that, or think that that is crazy, then I can't help you. You are the most uninformed, unintellectual, unknowledgeable person at this current point in time. All right. So yeah, there's that. Don't We need to live by policy? Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Problem is, we always start shit and then get surprised. Why do we get surprised when we poke at people and then they lash out? You always talk about bullying. Oh well, bullies this and bullies that. We're the bullies. We're the bullies. If there's a kid that's constantly picking on your kid all the time, and your kid's sad and depressed, and you start teaching your kid how to stand up for themselves, and then you get a call from the school, oh yeah, little Johnny knocked out Timmy down the block. Why were you going to be surprised? Okay, you knew the kid was bullying him. You even taught him how to throw some jabs, and then you're surprised when when your kid knocks the bully's head off, just bloop, blips him. We are the bullies. All right. Trust me, because I've been the one with my boots on foreign soil being the bully. So there's that. I'm scrolling down here towards the bottom. Let's see here. Oh. Teresa says, oh, you're talking to Robert Winslow. Okay. Yes, Scott. Scott says, since when can you lose your God-given right to protect, and defend yourself? So, yeah. Anyway, yes, you're correct. You can't. Privileges can be restricted. Rights cannot be restricted. That's why they're called rights. That's why it's called the Bill of Rights. And any what was it? Correct me if I'm misquoting. Marbury versus Madison. Any law, any law deemed repugnant to the Constitution is null and void. So it doesn't exist anyway. Basically, anytime a law enforcement officer arrests anyone for a firearm, okay. Hutch always talks about this. If you don't know who Hutch is, you're behind the curve. Restricted persons who can't own firearms. Anytime a law enforcement officer makes an arrest of a person based off of they are a restricted person in possession of a firearm, that law enforcement officer is breaking the law, violating his constitutional oath and responsibilities. All right, he is acting as a criminal against the Constitution. A what? A traitor to the Constitution. And back in the day, traitors got a short drop with a sudden stop. So I wasn't correcting you. I was just pointing out deficiencies in spelling, Mr. Hone. So there's that. I watched Savvy says, I watched Hutch do yard work today for a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm not watching yard work. I watched some of his rants, and I like his Creator season 2 stuff. That's nice. But okay. Hey, I've got 2 minutes until I'm going to work. So thank you all for being here. Think about the things I said. Now, it's okay to support law enforcement specifically in your area. If you have a good guy, if you have a good sheriff, good deputies who obey the Constitution, who understands their limits. If you have a sheriff that's willing to stand with you against the feds, support them 100%. All right. There must be law and order. There must always be someone to stand guard. Just make sure those that stand guard are not the oppressors at the same time. All right. You want people to stand guard with you, not for you, with you. You also want people to stand guard with you, not guarding you like a correctional officer. Okay? Okay. Thank you all for being here. I will be working now until tomorrow at dawn sometime. So I appreciate your time. Appreciate your effort. Remember, think about it. And some of you might not like what things I said about it being your fault for a lot of things. A lot of things. But at the end of the day, we are made up of our choices. All right. Make better choices. Okay. Think about that. Make better choices. Go look in a mirror and say, you need to make better choices. And take your time before you make a choice. Mull it over. Think about it. What will be the positive and negative outcomes? All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care. I'm out.